Yeah, folks. Yeah, folks. So, what has happened in the last few days with regards to Donald Trump's tariffs is that we reports coming out of the White House is that more than 60 nations have reached out to the White House in relations to negotiating better trade terms with the United States of America. And so, also, what has motivated this huge shift in the positive direction of the stock market in S&P 500, Dow Jones, is the issue of that the EU publicized their proposal to the US of 040 tariffs for industrial tariffs, which is a huge positive. And for me, the question would be, why did the EU not do this 30 years ago, 40 years ago? Like, why were they tariffing the US to begin with? Because this is exactly what Trump's want, 040. And so, but nonetheless, it's a story for another day. They've proposed this. And so when the market saw this, then the mood changed and the prices went up. But which I said that, as I said that in a video before, that not, nothing can be said for certain about any of these price movements. You can't make your investment decision based on any of these price movements. So I wouldn't make much of them either, as much as I wouldn't make much of the price movements in the downward direction. But what is interesting for me is that 60 nations are currently engaging with the US with regards to reaching deals so that they will avoid these uh, tariffs. And that for me is a win for Donald Trump. It's definitely a win because of what he's been saying all along in terms of these nations are mistreating the US, despite of all of the talks about how Trump is protectionist, isolationist, and he doesn't believe in free trade. Oh, he's gonna tank the U.S. economy. These nations know what's good for them, and hence, all of them, one by one, they are lining up to try to negotiate a deal with the United States, which is a very positive thing. And a lot of you are going to realize a few years from now that Trump was onto something with this. You might not agree with the modalities of how he is doing it, but he was onto something on this. He is onto something on this. The United States is being badly treated by a lot of nations in the world. Small nations, big nations, poor nations, rich nations, imposing hefty, hefty tariffs on American goods while they are expecting just a free entrance into the American market. It's just not. It's not a fair deal. Yeah. So he's right about that. But I I wanted to make this video, especially with regards to all these talking heads on the media who are saying that, oh, Trump's numbers are irrational. They are based on on crazy theories of taking the deficit rate and dividing it by two and all of that. Oh, this is crazy. Trump is stupid. His team is stupid. Right. Okay, maybe he is. But these nations are negotiating. And none of them have published counter claims. Because, no, we are not charging the US 40%. No, we are charging the US 20%. Oh, no, we are not charging the US 30%. No, we are charging them 15%. None of them have come up with any of those numbers. It's only those the smart asses in the media who are saying no, Trump's numbers are incorrect. None of these nations have said Trump's numbers are incorrect. Not even Canada or Mexico. Yeah, China is a separate matter which deserves its own separate video, which we'll talk about at a separate time. Because, as I said in the past, that China is the worst aggressor. Not just in relations to the United States of America. China is the worst aggressor. Treats everyone terribly. And that's how China has become this rich behemoth by cheating on trade with everyone. But that's a story for another day. Yeah, but yeah, with that said, that these are positive developments of 50 to 60 nations who are actively negotiating with the US. This is going to take some time, of course, and we can't negotiate with 50 nations at the same time. Because even negotiating with a handful of nations will take time. So I expect some deals might be announced before the end of the year, but most of them would be announced by sometime next year, if not by the end of next year. Yeah. But then, cool. Sure. See you later.